To fully understand why fans are rallying behind Jungkook and why HYBE is receiving backlash, it's essential to look at how the entertainment landscape has evolved in recent years. K-pop is unique because fandoms are highly organized, transnational, and digitally coordinated. Unlike Western pop fandoms that tend to support individuals through streaming or concert attendance, K-pop fans form communities across continents, working together on campaigns, fundraising, streaming projects, and even media counter-narratives. In Jungkook's case, this global network has proven to be both protective and vocal, ensuring that any perceived mistreatment or neglect from HYBE is quickly addressed and publicly scrutinized. One clear example is the way fans respond to promotional strategies surrounding Jungkook. Whenever they believe the company is not giving him equal attention compared to his peers, or not utilizing his potential to the fullest, social media platforms light up with hashtags, threads, and petitions. These are not just fleeting moments of outrage, but sustained campaigns that capture the attention of the global media. The key here is that Jungkook is not just seen as an idol managed by HYBE. He is seen as an independent global figure whose career deserves transparent support and fairness. Fans are essentially telling companies, "We are watching, and we will not stay silent if you undercut his career." What makes this dynamic particularly fascinating is the economic weight behind it. Global fans are not just vocal, they represent billions in revenue. Jungkook's association with Calvin Klein, for example, turned into one of the brand's most successful campaigns, with sellouts across multiple regions. This wasn't simply due to company marketing. It was the power of his fans amplifying and mobilizing across borders. Every purchase, every hashtag, every stream translates into measurable impact. For HYBE, this creates both an opportunity and a problem. On one hand, Jungkook's fans are the engine that drives revenue. On the other hand, their ability to critique and call out the company publicly can damage HYBE's carefully curated image of control and professionalism. The backlash against HYBE is not always about a single incident. Often, it builds from multiple moments where fans feel the company has failed to prioritize Jungkook's interests. For instance, when fans believe promotions are mishandled, when media appearances are uneven, or when certain achievements are not highlighted enough, frustration accumulates. Each instance might look small on the surface, but the collective memory of fandom ensures that nothing is forgotten. Online platforms allow fans to document, share, and archive these grievances, creating a permanent record of perceived neglect. Once the tipping point is reached, it transforms into a wave of backlash that trends globally within hours. What's important to note is that this isn't simply about loyalty to Jungkook as a person. It's about what he symbolizes in the larger entertainment structure. To many, Jungkook represents the pinnacle of what K-pop can achieve internationally, not just through chart success or brand deals, but through genuine cross-cultural impact. His presence in the US music market, his influence in fashion, and his recognition outside traditional K-pop circles all make him a case study of global stardom. Fans are acutely aware of this and view any mismanagement as a wasted opportunity for both Jungkook and the wider industry. The interesting contradiction here is that while fans defend Jungkook, their critiques of HYBE often highlight the limits of corporate management in an era where public perception is shaped by fan communities. The traditional model, where agencies controlled narratives through press releases and carefully crafted statements, no longer works in the same way. Fans fact-check, analyze, and dissect everything in real time. If something seems off, it's challenged instantly. This forces companies like HYBE into a difficult position. They must adapt to a new kind of accountability that comes not from shareholders or industry peers, but from the very fans who sustain their business model. To illustrate this dynamic more clearly, consider the role of global fandoms in shaping media discourse. When a controversy arises, international news outlets often source their initial coverage from fan discussions on platforms like Twitter, TikTok, and Reddit. This means that fans are not only defending Jungkook, but also directly influencing how he is portrayed in mainstream media. The amplification effect is massive. A trend started by thousands of fans can quickly reach millions, pushing stories into headlines worldwide. In this sense, fans have become co-creators of Jungkook's narrative, often countering or correcting the company's framing. Another layer to this power shift is the idea of accountability beyond music. Global fans defend Jungkook not only in terms of artistic recognition, but also in areas like personal respect, work-life balance, and fair treatment within the group. When fans feel that HYBE prioritizes profits over well-being, backlash intensifies. This has been seen in debates about overwork, transparency in schedules, and the way personal milestones are acknowledged. Jungkook, as the youngest BTS member who has grown up in the public eye, becomes a focal point for these concerns. Fans see him as both an artist and a human being whose career deserves careful handling. What this reveals is a fundamental change in how fandom works. It is not passive consumption, but active participation. Fans are essentially saying that they are co-stakeholders in Jungkook's career and, by extension, in the K-pop industry. HYBE's backlash is therefore not just about one company's choices, but about a system that fans are increasingly challenging. The message is clear in the modern entertainment ecosystem. Companies no longer have a monopoly on narratives. Fans, with their collective power, can defend, critique, and even redirect the trajectory of a global star's career. When people talk about loyalty in the entertainment industry, it usually means sticking by an artist's side through album releases, tours, and projects. But the relationship between Jungkook and his global fanbase goes far deeper than this traditional idea. What makes this dynamic unique, and what places HYBE under increasing scrutiny, is that fans are not simply reacting to the music alone. They are building an entire ecosystem of loyalty that extends into fashion, culture, social media presence, and even corporate accountability. This broader definition of loyalty is exactly why Jungkook continues to be shielded by his fans, while HYBE faces backlash. To start, loyalty in the age of global fandom is multidimensional. Fans don't just stream songs or attend concerts, they create entire infrastructures of support. For example, fanbases organize streaming parties with detailed schedules, teaching one another how to maximize chart impact. They crowdfund advertising projects in major cities, turning subway stations, Times Square billboards, or even airplanes into platforms celebrating Jungkook. These aren't random acts of devotion, but carefully planned campaigns demonstrating long-term commitment. This type of loyalty is unmatched in most other industries. It's as if customers of a brand went beyond buying products and started creating marketing strategies themselves. The effect of this loyalty is profound. When Jungkook collaborates with brands like Calvin Klein, the campaigns don't just benefit from company advertising. They receive an added layer of amplification from fans. Within hours of a new campaign launch, hashtags trend globally, fan-made edits circulate across platforms, and products often sell out. From the outside, this may look like simple consumer enthusiasm, but in reality, it's a coordinated show of force. Fans demonstrating to HYBE and the wider industry that they can elevate Jungkook to a level that no company alone could achieve. This loyalty also redefines how artists are protected in times of controversy. Normally, when an artist faces criticism or a company decision sparks backlash, fans are left divided, some defend, others withdraw support. With Jungkook, however, the pattern has been noticeably different. Fans rally together with impressive speed, producing unified narratives that counter negative press or highlight perceived unfairness from HYBE. This shows a deep sense of loyalty not only to Jungkook as a performer, but to the idea of safeguarding his reputation. The fans' message is clear: if the company will not defend him properly, we will. But loyalty in Jungkook's case extends even further. It has become an act of cultural preservation. Fans around the world often emphasize that Jungkook is more than a K-pop star. He is a cultural icon who represents Korean music on a global stage. By defending him, they are also defending the cultural export of K-pop itself. This layer of loyalty puts additional pressure on HYBE. Mismanagement doesn't just affect one artist. It risks damaging a figure who is seen as an ambassador of an entire industry. This is why the backlash toward HYBE often escalates so quickly. The stakes are higher because Jungkook is positioned at the center of both fandom culture and international cultural exchange. Consider also the way fans curate his image across global media. In a digital age where narratives can spiral out of control in minutes, fans have taken on the role of informal publicists. They compile evidence, translate interviews, and fact-check rumors in real time. This means that Jungkook's reputation is not left solely in the hands of HYBE's PR team. Instead, a distributed network of fans across different time zones is constantly working to maintain a positive narrative. This loyalty acts like a protective shield, one that is impossible for companies to fully replicate. Interestingly, this type of loyalty also creates an environment where fans hold HYBE accountable in ways that would have been unthinkable years ago. When they feel Jungkook is not receiving fair treatment, the backlash doesn't come in the form of passive complaints. Instead, fans mobilize collective action. They trend hashtags, flood comment sections, and even contact business partners to express dissatisfaction. This transforms loyalty into a double-edged sword for HYBE. On one side, the company benefits from the massive devotion fans show to Jungkook. On the other side, that same loyalty means fans will not hesitate to confront the company when they sense a problem. One of the most striking elements of this loyalty is how it transcends geography. Jungkook's defenders are not concentrated in one country or region. They are spread across the globe, connected through online platforms. This makes the backlash against HYBE harder to contain. A single misstep can spark a reaction in Korea, which then spreads to the United States, Europe, Southeast Asia, and beyond within hours. The company cannot simply address one market or one demographic. It must face a global chorus of voices unified in their loyalty to Jungkook. The redefinition of loyalty also changes how success is measured. Traditionally, companies looked at album sales, ticket numbers, and television ratings as indicators of an artist's value. But Jungkook's fans measure success in broader terms: brand impact, digital presence, cultural relevance, and global visibility. When HYBE fails to highlight or maximize these aspects, fans feel compelled to step in. They view themselves as custodians of his career, ensuring that every opportunity is properly recognized and amplified. This creates a parallel system of validation that sometimes clashes with HYBE's official narrative. There is also an economic side to this loyalty that cannot be ignored. When fans mobilize to defend Jungkook, they often do so by redirecting their purchasing power. This might mean boycotting HYBE-related merchandise if they feel the company is not acting in good faith, while at the same time boosting sales of brands directly associated with Jungkook. The message here is strategic. Their loyalty lies with the artist, not blindly with the company. This puts HYBE in a vulnerable position. While companies traditionally assume fans are attached to the group or label as a whole, Jungkook's fandom shows that loyalty can be separated and that it follows the individual artist first. From a broader perspective, this redefined loyalty raises important questions about the future of artist management. If fans are this organized, global, and powerful, companies cannot rely on outdated methods of control. They must adapt to a reality where loyalty is earned through transparency, respect, and fair treatment. Otherwise, they risk becoming the target of backlash even while their artist continues to thrive. Jungkook's situation with HYBE illustrates this perfectly. His career momentum remains unstoppable, but the company finds itself under fire for not aligning with the expectations of his supporters. In summary, the loyalty of Jungkook's global fans is not a simple matter of emotional devotion to a pop star. It is a complex, strategic, and multidimensional force that extends across music, fashion, culture, and accountability. Fans have redefined loyalty as something active rather than passive. And in doing so, they have fundamentally altered the relationship between artist, audience, and company. HYBE's backlash is a direct result of failing to fully recognize this new definition of loyalty. The fans have made it clear. Their defense of Jungkook is unwavering, and any company that does not align with that defense will face consequences.